Hey, everybody. It's Leslyn here with Catherine again. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
And we're always here on Fridays to get together with all of you to talk about what's new and coming up with lipedema. And before we get started, I just want to ask all of you to please put something in the chat if you're listening in right now, who you are, where in the world you are. And we always need love and support. So give us some love and say how we're coming through. And as we go through and talk about the new and exciting things that are happening with lipedema, share your own thoughts. Anything you would like us to talk about, discuss. And maybe if we can't do it today, we'll take note of it and we'll do it another time. I always love the comments that everybody puts in here. So if you don't know already, I'm Leslyn Keith, and I'm the president of the board and director of research for the Lipedema Project. And Catherine wears many hats. She is the queen of multitasking. Catherine, tell everybody what all the things that you do.
What I say basically is I have lymphedema, struggled with obesity, and that led me into this journey of looking for answers. And so I do whatever I can in Lipedema Simplified and Lipedema Project to find those answers and to share them with you. It's as simple as that.
And we have learned some new answers in the last 5 years, some incredible new answers, right?
Incredible answers. And I just want to say that people are in holiday mode because it's either Passover or Easter or Ramadan. I think I've caught them all. Or just another weekend for some folks. So wherever you are on that continuum, we're just welcome you and glad you're here and wishing you a safe and blessed and holy or fun weekend, whichever it is for you.
Yeah. Talking about who we got here with us today, Zelda she's got company there, but she's going to stay with us as long as she can. Some people, it doesn't say your name, so I'm not sure where you are. Someone else said they're in California. Kathy's listening from Ohio. Cheryl in Wisconsin. Eileen says hi. And Dottie is hi from Indiana. We're all over the place. Dottie of Indiana. Susan in Florida. Ruth is here with us, and Eileen in Puerto Rico. Okay, so we got people all over the place. Thank you guys for posting that stuff in there. We always like to see who's out there and who's listening in.
Wow, Moen from Saudi Arabia is here.
Oh, yes, wonderful. That is great.
And
nice
Cindy's
to have
in
you.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, and TJ is here.
Okay, Ruth says Illinois is in the house. Okay. Good to know. We usually have some wacky people from Michigan, you Michiganders, you know. You always add some color to our Friday events. Both my parish are from Michigan, so I know I can say that from my parents. So what is new and coming up? Well, what isn't new and coming up in lipedema? Well, let's talk about some things that are coming up, because I know one thing very special is that we are allowing, the membership tribe is open right now for new members, which does not happen very often. And it is closing on Monday, April 10. So you cannot join for a while after that, because we only open up on special times of the year. Catherine, what can you tell people about the tribe?
Oh my God, it's so amazing. I always go back to the beginning, which is that we started up, interestingly enough, without realizing it, a couple of weeks before the pandemic put us all into lockdown. So the end of February of 2020 is when we sent out the email and said, hey, everybody, we're starting this membership group. Come and join us. It was the Founders Run, what's called the Founders Run. And we had 125 people show up. It was amazing. And we didn't know that we were going to have a pandemic, but we did. And I have to say, it was this incredible ongoing stability that gave a lot of support during the early year or two of the pandemic. And
which everybody super needed. We
right.
didn't know that we were going to be providing that connection and support when people couldn't leave their homes, but it ended up being what it was.
And it was fabulous. Oh my God. So we started out, we have an exercise class that goes 5 days a week. We have a book club. We have a meditation group. We have a monthly Q&A with coaches.
Pain clinic.
Pain clinic. We have this that we do every week, and and a number of other lives. Gail, who is our community manager, does a radio,
like
Facebook
a podcast
Live, like a podcast show. Where she interviews either experts or other lipedema ladies, which is wonderful. She does that on Tuesdays, most of it's in the evening, East Coast time, and some of them is in the morning. 1 week is in the morning. So, and then Leslyn does a couple of the first and third Thursday of the month. Leslyn does a research update. We just had one yesterday that was fabulous. And then I do a vlog on Sundays where I'm just talk about anything and everything that we're doing. So we just have lots and lots of different opportunities. Some of what I said you can come to whether you're in tribe or not, mostly the Facebook Lives.
I have to mention that we use Circle for the tribe, which is it's like a Facebook, but it's exclusive for the tribe. So it's a completely different platform and very private.
Yes. This is so interesting. Ruth says, I want to put this up here.
Yes.
Considering the rampant immobility in this illness, the pandemics was actually a blessing to us, connected to people just like me from all over the world.
Yeah.
And that's really the benefit of what we have in our membership group. Orientation is Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And so I'm going to send out an email over the weekend, probably tomorrow. We've cut back on emails. People told us we were sending too many emails. So we're cutting back. We're sending them here and there. But anyway, I'll send out an email to everybody. So if you haven't already, please consider joining us.
And are you putting a link in the chat below, Catherine, so that people can click on that link to find out more about the tribe?
Yep. And here it is. I'll put it in here. I'm going to put it here.
Some of you are watching on Facebook. Some of you are watching on YouTube. And so you should be able to get these links in the various locations so that you can find out more. I think we got a couple people on today that are tribe members already. And so, posting your questions here as well. You got other people here that can answer your questions while Catherine and I are talking, because this is, it's a community. And, Catherine put this thing together, this tribe together, but we don't have all the answers. We're trying to have a community to come together so we can get answers from each other.
Oh, yeah. Cindy just joined. I'm so glad you did. Welcome, Cindy. And Ruth and a number of others here I saw in the beginning are all tribe members. So come join us. It is really for those who are wanting to both receive and offer support, which is what we do. We support each other.
And I've talked to many women that are in the tribe that in the beginning, they just wanted to kind of sit back and observe, listen, learn. But then they started coming out as they felt comfortable. they started coming out and actually contributing and joining. So when you first join, if you're not there yet, you're not in that place that you really want to be, saying and doing a lot, that's okay. Come in for however you are and let the tribe be for whatever you need at that point in time.
Yep. And Gail herself, she calls herself a lurker. She said, I just hung out and lurked for a year. And then she jumped in. So if you just want to hang out, lurk, observe, get information, and try it out, fine. If you're ready to dive in and be part of ongoing conversations, we have something almost every day of the week. Come. And if you're somewhere in between, that's fine too.
So one of the things, another benefit that you can get from the tribe is our CSIGs, our coaching special interest groups. And these classes, I guess you would call them, that are done online, they're open to the general community. But as a tribe member, you get, Catherine, it's some kind of discount or something as being a tribe member. Yeah. So it's a benefit.
And the next one coming up is Living Well with Lipedema.
Yeah, and we'll give you a link to get more information about that. That's going to be held on Mondays, starting on April 17.
Yeah, no link yet.
Okay, no link yet, but it starts on Monday, April 17. And this special interest group is going to be bringing in experts to give like a short presentation and then having the group really explore what that topic is, because all the participants that are taking the course bring so much knowledge and experience themselves. And so this really is a conversation with the various experts that are going to come in, because believe me, you have something to contribute to this. And again, you might be in that lurker mode and you just want to absorb and learn, but you also, it's going to be a time for you to share from your life experience and what you might know about that. Cindy asked what time of the day that this is going to be. I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern. Is that correct?
Let me double check. Give me a second, because I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, because we were trying to accommodate some other time zones.
Yes, yeah, and it seems like that. 5 p.m. Eastern. That seems to work well with not only Western Europe and South Africa, but also getting over into Australia. It's difficult getting that time where someone is not going to be in the middle of the night, but that is about the time that seems to work.
Yeah, 5 p.m. is a little early, and it's 5 a.m. in Perth, and it's 5, 6, 7. It's either 7 or 8 p.m. in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was sort of how we came up.
Or AM and Melbourne.
AM, that's what I meant.
PM, it could be kind of late in Western Europe and in South Africa. Right. we try to make it work it out. We have someone watching on YouTube that said, went to the doctor yesterday and he took pictures of my legs and arms. He also sent a referral to a vascular surgeon. What can I expect moving forward? It seems like, and I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Maybe it's TJ or TJ. Okay. That it seems like right now you're kind of on a fact-finding thing. So you might end up getting referrals to other specialists depending on what each of these different doctors see, to gather more information. So, during a visit with the vascular specialist, they may say, it looks like you've got knee or foot problems. Maybe we should also have you go to an orthopedist. So other things might come up, and all, just think of it as gathering information at this point. And then hopefully your PCP, your primary care physician, will be the person that coordinates everything. So when you have the findings from each of the specialists, okay, now where do we proceed? Where do we go? What's the most urgent thing? What else do we need to know? A lot of them with lipedema will end up consulting with the endocrinologist. So there's lots of specialists that can really be of benefit to you as you're figuring your pathway in this journey with lipedema.
So, what else? I wanted to talk just a little bit about our event that just happened last
I know, we're just barely recovered from it, right?
Yeah.
Because it was
We're
pretty
still
spectacular.
recovering. Yeah.
Yes.
We're still recovering from it. And so I just want to say it was amazing. Oh my God, it was so good. There was so much information, and it was more workshop style than we usually do. So that the presenters were actually taking the attendees through exercises, self MLD, yoga, breathing. Yeah, all kinds of wonderful tools. It's almost filling up a tool chest. So if you were not there, just an FYI, it'll be available on replay. We'll be sending out an email. It takes a few weeks to get it all edited. So it will go out eventually. And so just be on the lookout.
So for those of you that weren't aware of our event, so it was on March 31st, April 1 and 2. It was all virtual, and it went from, I think it started most days at about 8:30 or 9 a.m. Eastern, and then went well into the evening, usually to 7 or 8 at night. So it was about 12 hours of things happening. So even for those of you who were there, probably unlikely that you could have been sitting at your computer for that whole time for each of 3 days. And so if you did not purchase the upgrade that gives you the replay, you may want to think about doing that, because it was pretty much, except for the breaks that we did give people because they asked, please, we need some breaks. It was pretty much for 12 hours of exceptional things happening that you might want to have access to. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. And one more announcement, which I forgot to mention, Leslyn, which is that we have a masterclass coming up on Thursday.
Yes.
One of our presenters at the conference had a power outage. So we said, don't worry, we'll just do it as a standalone masterclass. So Ann Bramham is going to be coming in on Thursday, the 13th, at 1:30 Eastern time, which is 1:30, 10:30 on the West Coast, and other time zones. And so again, I'll be sending out an email, so look for it. But it'll be a great opportunity. Leslyn and Siobhan will also be there.
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about Ann.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
She is an instructor, or was an instructor with the Vater School. So training people to do manual lymph drainage and treat swelling disorders with this specialized manual technique. And she did this for several decades, and she was instrumental in one of the people bringing this training to the United States and getting treatment centers started in the United States. And so Ann is going to be talking about, I think the title of her presentation is like the magic of the lymphatic system or something like that. So she's going to be talking about the lymphatic system and how we can support our lymphatics to function at their optimal level, and what to do when they're having a little bit of a struggle. How can we live better to help with that? So I think it's going to be a very nice presentation. And I think that part of it is going to be a Q&A, right, Catherine?
Yes.
So the discussion happening there. So if you're available at that time, and I think, Catherine, will the replay be available for those that register for this webinar? Yes. So even if you're not available Thursday at 1:30 Eastern, and that's on April 13th, if you're not available then, still register, because then you can get the recording and learn something from it. Anne is quite respected in the industry, and I think it'd be very good for you to come.
Great.
Thanks for reminding me on that. There's just so much coming up. Another person posted that her dermatologist diagnosed her, and another specialist that you might get referred to. So consider, I think this happens a lot in Europe, that the dermatologists seem to be the ones who know about lipedema, and they're diagnosing you. So consider, especially if you have any skin issues, that might be another person on your team.
Yep. And there are a couple questions in the chat that are better answered in one of our master classes that have to do with compression, have to do with, doctors and all that stuff. We do answer those kind of questions, but better when we have interaction and you can respond. So come to one of our webinars or join the tribe.
Yes, yes. And I saw some of the people posting that they're going to join the tribe right now. So glad that you're considering that, and go follow that link and learn more about it. It has definitely evolved when we kind of put it together just before the pandemic, and all of the things that you get with that tribe membership. I mean, it's a pretty astounding thing. So much, because we have members from around the world. Anytime you post in Circle, our way of communicating between tribe members, anytime you post there, somewhere in the world, there's a tribe member who's awake. And so it's like you have 24-hour support, because there's someone always. And I think that Becky just said they are live now. Yes, there's always someone right there on Circle. If you want to post something you found out, or you're looking for some ideas, there's always going to be someone there that is ready to help. So it is a pretty amazing thing that the tribe has really evolved to. And we're always continually updating it and changing it according to what the members are saying. Oh, we really need this. Okay, let's do it. So we really have added a lot and changed things around in response to what the members are saying.
Well, I was going to say something. Yes, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, one of the things about the master classes is we do a Q&A, but we're in a meeting format in Zoom. So we can actually talk to one another, which is a little more limited by Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, where it's more one-way conversation. Like we can answer questions to some degree, but it's much better when we can have a conversation, which is at the very core and essence of what we do, is we have connection and conversation so that we learn from one another.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we've changed on our events, that we have twice a year with this event, but also the Lipedema Awareness Month events too. We now put them in what's called meeting format on Zoom, and not webinar format, because webinar format is like what you're getting right now, is that the only way that you can communicate with Catherine and I is to post something, to write something. And then hopefully you're able to post. And sometimes when you're on your phone, it's hard to do that. Maybe you can't even see what other people are posting. Right. But when we're in the Zoom and meeting format, every one of us has a little square that we're in. Your picture is, if you want to turn on your camera, is there. You can mute or unmute yourself. And so you can communicate that way. You don't have to type anything into the chat, although we use that way also. So it's your choice. You can completely leave your camera off, and you can leave yourself muted and choose to just put something in the chat. Or you can turn it on just like we are, and we're all on the same level. We're all discussing and meeting and learning together.
So, well, thank you, Leslyn. It's fun doing these with you, and we haven't done one just the two of us. Siobhan is off with her family for the holiday weekend.
And what is Gail doing?
Gail is on a cruise. She's on
Yes.
vacation. She'll be coming home on Sunday. And like I say, somebody's got to do it. So Gail volunteered to go on vacation.
That's right.
So
So thank you everybody for being here with us today. It's always great to get together with you every Friday. And of course, we'll be back again next Friday with more of what's new and coming up with lipedema.
have a wonderful weekend, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are.